Hello. Let's talk about the metaphor paper. A couple of nice things about this I think you'll feel as you know that we're moving fast and you're writing a lot. It's 500 words plus or minus 10%, so that's short. And it's also, you don't have to do any research for this because this is an internal one. The reason that we're spending time on metaphor though is because if you've watched the videos or read the article, you understand we use metaphor all the time. It can be an incredibly effective tool. The other thing is, while I've had you look at a student, a potential student, and apply information, I've had you think about something that's important to you, but then think of your audience. This time the focus is going to be yourself, right? Because writing is useful for so many things, but it's also useful not just academically, but for, okay, what's going on in my own life? How do I understand myself, right? Using that in writing. So we're going to do this with metaphor. Make sure to read the sheet carefully, right? Look at the examples that you can see what people are doing, because like all my papers, I don't want to, hey, here's what I did at camp, or write me a metaphor about life. There's always going to be something that makes it a little bit more challenging. So, because if I said write a metaphor about life, a bunch of people would say, life is like a roller coaster, there's ups and downs, and everybody would go, no crap, right? And they wouldn't say crap, they'd say shit, no shit. Because that's an obvious and overused metaphor, right? So what I want you to do is think about, right, either a characteristic of yourself, right, attitude that you have, or it could be a physical characteristic and how you fit it in with the world, and create a metaphor about that. And how metaphors work is, I compare two different things with the idea that you're going to understand one better, right? So, for example, using these cheap graphics, if I said to somebody, or you said, hey, my teacher is a clown, right? And they're like, dun, 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 you would think, wow, this teacher is a joke, right? You don't take the teacher seriously. And all of that comes from just by saying, hey, this teacher's a clown, right? So we do that all the time. I'm sure you've called somebody a clown or some version of that, right? That's a metaphor. And when you say clown, you get a bunch of different images. And maybe you're terrified of clowns, and so it's a very scary thing to have your teacher as a clown. I don't know, right? Just as if you said your teacher was another cheap graphic, a teddy bear, everybody would go, oh, I wish I had that teacher because it would be nice and soft and fuzzy and everything would be safe and comfortable and I would not be challenged, right? No teddy bear here. But that would be your teacher is a clown, is a teddy bear, is whatever. This paper is about you, right? So the examples I have could be everything, like, so if I was doing it for me, I could do, my beard. What is my beard? I try to figure out something about how the world looks at me, right? We could talk about, I don't know on that one. You know what? I would have to think more before I just started writing this down and turning a metaphor paper on it, right? So, metaphor paper. I've got a pre-written handout. If you do that handout, that'll put you at a good starting point. So you're writing about yourself, right? Not life. Forget about life. It's got to be an aspect of you, and turning it into a metaphor. Watch the videos, right? Read the paper, look at the examples, and have fun with this one. I hope you have fun with all writing, but I'm also realistic. That, here it is, it's summer, you're jamming in a paper a week, basically, or every 2 weeks. So make it worthwhile, though. Think about what's an aspect of yourself that you might really be interested in writing. For example, one student wrote about her relationship with her mother, right, who was addicted to drugs. That's a hard thing, and she wrote about, not about her mother, right, but about that relationship that's a part of her and how she dealt with her mother, right? Very powerful paper, right? And I've seen a lot of different good metaphors. Another person wrote about how they're the literal baby of the family because of a disease that they had, right? So have fun with this. Fill out the handout, which I've said 3 times because I really want people to do it. And send me an email if you got a question about, hey Steve, this is what I'm thinking of doing, and send it to me. I'll read it. I'll give you not immediate feedback. I'll give you feedback as soon as I get the email. So hang in there. Only a couple weeks left to go, and in a little bit later I'll have another video about what the portfolios are going to look like at the end.